Breaking news right now on Late News Tonight.
We're doing CPR on one possible 12-year-old.
A deadly mass shooting in Stockton. At least 14 people shot. 4 people killed at a child's birthday party.
Unfortunately, tonight, heaven is a little bigger. Children and adults that do not make it.
Tonight, a community left with many questions as an investigation grows. Thank you for joining us for Late News Tonight. I'm Nazi Javid, continuing our breaking news coverage of the deadly Stockton mass shooting at what's being described as a children's birthday party in a banquet hall. This happened shortly after 6 o'clock this evening on Lucille Avenue near Thornton Road. Investigators calling it a targeted attack. A family event, a party ending with gunfire on Thanksgiving weekend. You can see the map here on your screen where this happened. We also have video from the scene. We know that it remains active out there, and we have crews there standing by as investigators say a suspect is still on the run tonight. Hear from San Joaquin District Attorney Ron Freitas.
It's our understanding at this time that the individual responsible is still outstanding. If you have any information as to this individual, reach out immediately. And if you are this individual, turn yourself in immediately.
A call from the DA there. Take a look at your screen. Investigators want you to have this number. Please jot it down. If you have any information about what happened tonight or a possible suspect, please call Stockton Crime Stoppers. The number is on your screen. That's 209-946-0600. Again, 209-946-0600. You can leave a tip anonymously. And we go now to our live team coverage tonight. ABC 10's Gabriel Porras and Roxanne Elias have been out at the scene throughout the evening for us, gathering details. And we start with you, Roxanne. You just heard from the mayor and investigators. Emotional moments. What can you tell us tonight?
Well, Nazi, with this being the Thanksgiving weekend here, this tragedy has truly hit all of the Stockton community pretty hard, including city leaders and the massive law enforcement response you see here behind me as they look for that suspect or multiple suspects that may have been responsible for this shooting so that they can hold them accountable.
This is Thanksgiving weekend. This is when families come together, celebrate, share memories, give each other love. And unfortunately tonight, heaven is a little bigger with the individuals, children and adults that unfortunately do not make it.
In an emotional statement, Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi offered her support to her community following a shooting at a banquet hall near Lucille Avenue Saturday night. San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office spokeswoman Heather Brent sharing that 14 people were shot, 4 of them killed, including children.
It is unfathomable that there are young children who are harmed, that there is anybody who is harmed in this, and our hearts go out to those victims, to their families, and to our community. Do you have any further questions at this time?
Multiple agencies and city leaders are vowing to seek justice for the victims who were shot at a family gathering. District Attorney Ron Freitas calling the tragedy unthinkable and pleading with his community and asking the person responsible to turn themselves in.
When this individual is caught, you have my promise that you will have the full force of my office's resources in holding this individual fully accountable.
Mayor Fugazi also calling on her city to do better and speak up if they know anything.
Whoever did this, if you know them, as the district attorney just said, please call Crime Stoppers. You can leave an anonymous tip. We've got work to do, and this type of violence, again, our city is better than that.
Now on ABC 10 News at 5, tragedy in Stockton.
We're doing CPR on one possible 12-year-old.
A deadly mass shooting at a kid's birthday party.
If you are thinking about any type of retaliation, put the gun down.
At least 3 children among those killed.
Let us stand together for healing and commit to being instruments of peace.
Heartbreak, growing across the community.
Tonight, Stockton is hurting. Parents are hurting. And our entire city is crying out, Lord, when will this stop?
Powerful words there. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for ABC 10 News at 5. I'm Nazi Javid. We start with breaking developments, new information in the investigation of a mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton that left 4 dead. At least 11 others are hurt. We have a look at the scene earlier today. Investigators continue to search for those responsible. San Joaquin County announced today they will not be releasing the names of those who were killed out of respect for the victims' families. And just moments ago, San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office held a press conference saying at least one of the injured is in critical condition.
We believe, from what we've gathered so far, that there appears to be multiple shooters. But once again, we've gathered all the evidence, we're processing it, and then detectives will continue to investigate.
Today, the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation announced it is immediately offering a reward of up to $5,000 for information that leads directly to the arrest and conviction of the suspect responsible for the shooting. This foundation was started following the 2022 mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, that killed several students and teachers. Foundation urges anyone with information on the shooting to contact the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office.
Start tonight with breaking news on that deadly mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton over the weekend.
15 people were shot. 4 victims, including 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 14, have died. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office has yet to release any suspect information. Today, the FBI announced it's offering a reward of up to $50,000 for information leading to the arrest of those responsible. The suspect or suspects are still on the run, and so far officials have not said anything about who they might be. So let's get to our team coverage right now with several crews in Stockton tonight. For the first time, we're hearing from people who were inside the venue and witnessed the horrible shooting, including a father who lost his son.
We also spoke to the mother hosting the birthday party for a 2-year-old. She talks about the scary moments when someone came in and shot several people, including children.
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias joins us live from the scene of the shooting. Roxanne, this must be so traumatic for them. What did the family share with you tonight?
Well, Laura, many tears were shed tonight as I sat with the family, listened to them tell me that they are both hurt and sad and angry about all of this. And that is because all of the people who were shot here, they're all family members and close friends who will never get to go home ever again.
They were celebrating life. As they celebrated life, someone came in and took, robbed, destroyed families.
What was supposed to be a joyful celebration for a 2-year-old's birthday party Saturday afternoon quickly turned to terror when someone came into this building in Stockton and fired several shots.
All I heard was gunshots. I didn't see anything. I just fell to the ground with my baby. I tried to hide behind the jumper. That's all I remember.
Patrice Williams was hosting her daughter's birthday, surrounded by mostly family and some friends. She says the shooting happened as they were preparing to cut the cake and end the party. Her grandmother, Teresa Spivey, says she threw the cake table down as soon as she heard the shots and used it as a shield.
All I seen was kids dropping. Somebody fell on the side of me and they was hit. I looked up and I see my granddaughter. I ran and got her, and I just started throwing kids in the back room, putting them up under the table. And I just seen the other kids just dropping to the ground, bleeding.
Spivey's sister, Bernice Bass, arrived at the horrific scene shortly after. She said she could see people carrying out children and people laying on the ground. The family shared this video from inside the building, taken when the family visited the scene the following day.
And the ones that lost their children, I am so sorry. I have 8 of my own. And when I woke up this morning knowing it was Monday morning, you had to get up and get your babies dressed for school. It's 4 parents, sets of parents out there. Couldn't get up, wake their baby up.
We asked the family if they knew of any possible motive. but they tell us they know of none, and it was hard to see who entered the building that night. And it's hard to understand why anyone would want to shoot up a child's birthday party.
I believe they just deserve to rot in jail.
The family now calling for justice.
I want the city to know on today, if you have any idea who pulled up and robbed us, stole from us, and took from us lives, tell it. You're not a snitch, because the person that did it, not a gangster. You lost it if you thought you was.
Patrice also says her sister Camry was shot in this shooting. She says she's in the hospital right now, but she is expected to fully recover. I'm live in Stockton. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
As a community begins to heal, this group gathered to cleanse.
We did the traditional Native American cleansing. We smudged and cleansed the area where the horrible act that took place.
Inside this banquet hall on Lucille Avenue Saturday, gunfire into the birthday party for a 2-year-old. 13 people were hurt and 4 people were killed, 3 of them children.
Children deserve better. These children deserve to be protected.
The shooter or shooters are still on the loose. Investigators believe this was a targeted attack. 2 people who attended the party were arrested this week on parole violations, and California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation says they're alleged gang members. However, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office has not confirmed the shooting was gang-related or provided a motive.
The first night that this happened and I was at home, and every little noise I was hearing, it was kind of knowing that those guys were still out there, it was just kind of nerve-wracking a little bit for me.
That's basically what our concern is, our safety, making sure our families are safe.
The Sheriff's Office told me Friday safety is its priority too, that every division is now being tasked with some part of the investigation, and that going into the first weekend since the mass shooting, their teams in the field are ready to respond to any incidents, including ones that could be related.
We need help. We need the cooperation of all law enforcement, the sheriff, the police, FBI, and to help our mayor and help the city.
A community hoping for cooperation and justice. For now, doing what they can to heal.
I just couldn't believe it was happening here.
We're all in shock. We're like, what? At a birthday party? Really? We're keeping our kids, we're keeping our families close.
Yeah, I came out looking for answers. I've made calls, I've sent emails, I came to City Hall, I contacted law enforcement, and I wanted an answer to one simple question, and that is, has anyone had contact with this organization to confirm that ceasefire talks did in fact even happen?
Hello and happy holidays from all of us here at the Youth, Peace and Justice Foundation and the Uvalde Foundation for Kids.
The Youth, Peace and Justice Foundation, also known as the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, claims it helped broker a short-term gang ceasefire in Stockton after the November mass shooting that killed 4 people, including children. To verify that claim, I went to local officials, starting with the San Joaquin Sheriff's Office, who said it was not involved in, briefed on, or asked to verify the claims contained in a recently circulated announcement referencing a so-called conditional truce. At this time, no information has been provided identifying who participated in a meeting, how any claimed agreement would be monitored, enforced, or sustained, or if any agreement was in fact made. The Stockton Police Department told me they had not had any contact with that group. Mayor Christina Fugazi's office told me it was not contacted about any ceasefire meeting and was not aware of the organization from Texas.
So I tried to get answers directly from the foundation. I emailed, texted, and called the foundation and its founder repeatedly. They twice said they would make representatives available but never followed through. Calls to multiple publicly listed phone numbers went unanswered or were non-working. The foundation said in emails to ABC 10 they modeled the gang ceasefire agreement after the Group Violence Intervention or GVI program pioneered by David Kennedy, a criminal justice professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice.
I've never heard of these folks, of this organization, if it actually is an organization. I would be slightly suspicious that this was a violence prevention proposal that was put together by ChatGPT or something like that. It makes absolutely no sense.
Kennedy tells ABC 10 Stockton already has a GVI program in place since 1997, and he was part of the team that implemented it.
There is no such thing in practice of people who work with cities to do violence prevention going public and essentially trying to extort them into action. It is not possible for people to parachute into a new city without having any background or any relationships and work with warring groups to stop their warring.
You know, Chris, Laura, I have been spending days trying to find out more about the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation. I want to know who they are, what they're doing, and if any of their claims even hold up. Here's what I found. The Youth Peace and Justice Foundation is a Texas-based nonprofit that came to our attention after claiming a role in violence prevention following Stockton's deadly mass shooting. Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi says the city has no working relationship with the group and questions its presence here.
They have no business in our city.
The mayor says what upsets her most is the timing and context.
It just bothers me to no end that somebody wants to take advantage of a tragedy that happened in Stockton.
She also questions how the foundation is communicating and who it is relying on to write up information.
I don't know who they're talking to other than ChatGPT.
The mayor goes further, raising serious concerns about motive.
Don't come into my city and think that you're going to profit off of our people.
To understand what legitimacy and transparency should look like, I turn to a national nonprofit watchdog.
They'll have a statement of what their mission is, a summary of what they've accomplished in the past year, along with a board roster, and some type of financial summary or statement.
When he reviewed the foundation's website, he says those elements were missing. He also warns the public not to confuse IRS status with oversight.
If someone has received charitable tax-exempt status from the IRS, it doesn't mean the IRS has approved them or endorses them.
The foundation has also referenced a violence prevention strategy known as Group Violence Intervention, or GVI. The man who helped develop that model, Dr. David Kennedy, says the language being used does not match real practice.
There is no such thing as a GVI conference. There is no such thing as a conditional truce.
Kennedy says that alone is a red flag, and he's seen this pattern before.
This appears to be something this group does, that they show up in the aftermath of tragedies and tell the locals that they're there to help and that they want money. And I think they've gotten pretty much the same reaction in these other places.
I do think it's a scam. I think it's a money grab.
I also made repeated attempts to contact the foundation directly.
We've been unable to reach you,
and my attempts to reach them were ignored.
Yeah, and when I was speaking with the mayor today, she told me that she believes this foundation is really perhaps targeting them because of an $8 million grant they're taking up at the city council meeting right now. And that group has said in a press release that it would show up for public comment. That has yet to be seen. But meanwhile, the mayor tells me that money is already earmarked for violence prevention groups. Live in Stockton, Nazi Javid, ABC 10.
To our continuing coverage of the deadly Stockton mass shooting. It's been almost 3 weeks since that tragedy.
Yeah, the shooting left 4 people dead and 13 injured. They've been identified as 8-year-old Maya Lupian, 8-year-old Journey Rose Guerrero, 14-year-old Amari Peterson, and 21-year-old Susano Archuleta. Tonight in an ABC 10 exclusive, we're hearing from the grieving mother of the 21-year-old.
Julia Arista says she's making preparations to bury her son, Susano, as she waits for justice and for someone to be arrested.
ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is live in downtown Stockton. And Roxanne, I know it's just a heartbreaking time for that family.
It is, Chris. Today in tears, Julia Arista shared with us that she's trying to be strong and stay strong for her 4 other children that she has. And although she's in despair, today she was able to have a little bit of peace after getting to see her sons since the first time since that shooting.
I got to go see my baby, and I got to hold his hand, and I got to brush his hair, give him a little kiss, to let him know that.
For the first time since the shooting in Stockton,
let him know that I was there.
The mother of 21-year-old Susano Archuleta IV was able to visit her son at the funeral home Wednesday morning. Julia Arista says on the day of the shooting, her son was supposed to briefly stop by the birthday party on Lucille Avenue and then go visit her. But instead, she got the call telling her she needed to go to the hospital and that there was a shooting.
They said that he was getting kids into safety, trying to put them in this little area. And I guess he drugged his girlfriend there too. And then, I don't know, I guess he was shot in the midst of that.
The mother of 5 says her youngest son was shot in the neck and died at the hospital. His girlfriend, who he was with at the time, was also shot about 7 times. She's at home recovering, but left heartbroken. Arista wants her son to be remembered for being loving, funny, and her hero.
The problem that I'm having is the people stereotyping him, labeling him, leaving him out. That's what bothers me. I know he was a young adult. He was only 21. He didn't even get to live life yet. I know he wasn't, and the babies, I feel so bad for the babies, but his life mattered too.
Arista is now maneuvering through the process of coping with the help from the Peacekeepers, a violence prevention program with the city of Stockton.
Just peacekeepers just here grieving with the families. I mean, they don't know behind the scenes what we do, but our peacekeepers are crying with the mothers, this is very emotional.
The grieving mother says she is making plans with her son's father to bury her son in the next few days, but she's left wondering what he could have become.
He didn't get to live life yet. He'll never get married. He'll never have babies.
Some sad words there. Now, Arista also says she wants the mother who held the birthday party to know that she's not upset with her. She doesn't blame her for what happened. She says that the families that lost their loved ones should right now be supporting one another through all of this and as they cope through their loss. I'm live in Stockton. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Our hearts are with them too, Roxanne. Thank you for that update.
And remember, if you have any information, please call that number on your screen, 209-946-0600. You can remain anonymous. The reward for information leading to an arrest is now at $130,000.
New tonight, an exclusive interview with the founder of a Texas-based nonprofit after city leaders questioned his claims of a gang ceasefire in Stockton.
ABC 10's Nazi Javid is live in the studio with the exclusive. And Nazi, I know you've been looking for answers about those claims and accusations. This is all a scam.
Yeah, after days of silence and growing criticism, the founder of the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation agreed to speak with me. I was surprised, actually, and I asked him directly about the ceasefire claims, about gang contact, money, why city leaders said they were never contacted, and why he decided to speak now. Daniel Chapin is the founder of the Youth Peace and Justice Foundation, originally the Uvalde Foundation for Kids.
It's time for me to step up and address some of these questions and put a face and a name and a voice.
Stockton city leaders, including the mayor, police, and the San Joaquin County Sheriff, say they had no contact with the organization and no way to verify a ceasefire.
It is contradictory to what I'm saying. We recognize that there's been a gap, and that goes back to that strategy.
Chapin says that gap was intentional, claiming his group limited contact with officials by email only to protect people he claims were involved in a temporary truce. Law enforcement says there's no way to verify that any agreement ever took place.
I think there's been a lot of questions in the community about whether this ceasefire actually happened. So did it happen?
Absolutely did happen. It was tactical and strategic.
He claims known gang affiliates contacted him.
I'm talking about individuals that were involved in these gangs themselves.
So you're saying gang members contacted you?
I'm saying that they contacted us and they said, you know what, it's going to break out up there.
So he says his nonprofit stepped in, but national experts have criticized what they call parachuting into a city after a tragedy.
It's what parachutes are made for. When Uvalde happened in 2022, a community was ripped apart. When Stockton happened in 2025, a community was ripped apart. And what do we hear? We need help. We need all the resources.
The most serious accusation has been that this is a money grab.
Shouldn't you have a relationship with the city so that you have more buy-in and people are not calling it a scam?
That's why I think it's ironic that in some cases people look at us and go, well, are you a scam? And yet what we're actually doing is the exact call for accountability. We will never go into a community and say, we're going to do all of these things. We'll write us a check. Or we want a piece of what the mayor say, a piece of the pie. No, we never have done that, never will do that.
As for what he does want,
the ultimatum is, from this point forward, the foundation is going to hold the city of Stockton and any city across this nation accountable for every dollar that it claims is going to direct violence intervention.
But the mayor said he hasn't reached out.
Here's the commitment that I'm going to make to you right here and now. As part of our getting centered into Stockton, I'm going to personally pick up the phone and call the mayor's office. If the mayor will give me a voice, I'll sit down with him.
And I also asked him about the $5,000 reward offered to find the suspects in the mass shooting. He says he stands by that money offer, but says it will not be delivered until someone is in custody. Meanwhile, Chapin says he plans to maintain a presence in Stockton by opening a hub for local resources. Back to you, Chris, Laura.
Yeah, Nazi, excellent reporting there. Thank you for that update. We want to mention the mayor and law enforcement officials maintain that unverified ceasefire claims can create confusion and risk to public safety.